Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is your Ram Sai. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Pondicherry Central University PhD entrance examination in the subject of ecology and environmental science. Let's start the question paper with a detailed analysis. In this first question, let's start with the first question. In this question, what is EcoMark logo? EcoMark logo for India. Indian EcoMark logo is an earthen pot. First question will be earthen pot. Why we choose the earthen pot as a symbol? It is an eco-friendly product, so we have to use that eco-friendly product because it is non-hazardous in nature. The pot will be in the non-hazardous in the nature. It will be made up of mud and sand only, so you have to use, all the people should use the eco-friendly product for our sustainable growth. So only we have to use, they gave that. It is the whom will give this EcoMark symbol. EcoMark symbol is provided by, that means it is issued by BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. Bureau of Indian Standard will give or issue the symbol of EcoMark for all the countries. For our country, EcoMark symbol will be earthen pot. Earthen pot will be the our EcoMark symbol for our country, and it was issued in the year 1991. Please keep remember that years are very important. Let's go to the next question. Okay, let's go to the next question. Trickling filters is the technique used to. The technique of trickling filter is used for the wastewater treatment. In the wastewater treatment, we will use that trickling filter technique. What is meant by trickling filter technique? Let us check with this. In this, we use it to remove the organic matter. Let us take like it is the water. In this water, a lot of organic matter is present. How we will remove these all the water organic matter from the water? We have to use the aerobic bacteria. Keep remember that. Don't think about that anaerobic. It is the aerobic bacteria. We have to use the aerobic bacteria for the removal of this organic matter by using the trickling filters. Let's go to the next question. So, cloud seeding technique. What is meant by cloud seedling phenomenon adapted to induce? Why we induced the cloud seedling technique? Let us go with the answer and its description. In this artificial, it is the cloud seedling is an artificial method of introducing particles into the clouds. Let us take these are the clouds. The diagram was not good, please adjust. And in this we should introduce type of some of the particles in this. In these particles combine to form the large droplets, like this large rain droplets, and this leads to the rain. This leads to the precipitation. This technique is used for the artificial only. We will introduce the small particles into the clouds in order to get the precipitation. Let's go to the next question. Second answer will be the correct answer. Let's go to the fourth question. In this, what is SRB? SRB, expand the SRB in wastewater treatment. We will use the terms like SRB in the wastewater treatment. What is meant by SRB? SRB is the sequencing batch reactor. These type of the reactors are used in the sludge activated sludge process in the wastewater treatment. And let's go to the next question. Itai. What Itai is a disease. Contamination of water is caused by. Itai is caused by cadmium pollution. Let's go to the next question. Conference of Parties COP23 summit was held in. The COP23 was held in Marrakesh, Morocco. Let's go to the next question. Cloud which extends vertically is called. Which type of cloud is known as vertical clouds? The cumulus clouds are known as vertical clouds. Let us see all the options details. First, cumulus. What is cumulus clouds? These are formed by the vertical motion of the air and thermal expansion and thermal uplifting of air. Suppose this air bubbles or air will be lifted into the atmosphere from the ground surface. By this action only, the clouds are formed in the vertically the clouds are formed. These are known as cumulus clouds. And let's see about the nimbus clouds. What is nimbus clouds? Nimbus clouds, these are gray dark color clouds. These are enough to block the sun rays. In this, we have to see about that the nimbus clouds. Nimbus clouds are very thick clouds that will stop the penetration of sunlight onto the ground surface, and these are very thick in nature. This will leads to the very heavy precipitation. Let's go to the cirrus clouds. What are cirrus clouds? These are totally opposite to the nimbus clouds. Cirrus clouds are made up of ice crystals. These are used when the dry air is rising. That means the dry air is the nimbus clouds leads to the very high precipitation. No, nimbus clouds leads to the very high precipitation, but cirrus clouds leads to the evaporation process. Evaporation, which leads to the these helps in the flowing of dry air, which helps in the evaporation of water on the ground surface. Next, cumulus, we have learned about the cumulus. These are vertical clouds, and stratus clouds. These are stratus clouds. Let's see what is the stratus clouds. Stratus clouds are low level clouds. These are characterized by horizontal layering. Suppose the strata, like it will form the like stratus like this in the on the sky. We can observe these are shapeless. Like it will form like another different shapes. There is no shape for this. These are flat, hazy, featureless clouds. That means there is no feature for the stratus clouds. Just remember that stratus clouds will form like a strata. There is no rain formation with the stratus clouds. Let's go to the next question. Tropical level in the ecosystem refers to as. Tropical level in the ecosystem represents the energy level of the individual. That means tropical level in the ecosystem refers to the position of organism like tropical. We will see this like structure. No, this is known as tropical structure. Each tropha represent the level of the position of an organism. Suppose these are grasses. The grasses are fed by the grazing animals, leads to the carnivores, leads to the top carnivores. Like this, the pyramidal structure is there. No, diagrams are not good. Please adjust and get the point. And let's go to this is known as the energy level. Energy level of an organism or individual at a particular position is known as trophical level. Let's go to the next question. What is a graph? Vertical bars represents data. That means suppose this is the graph. In this like this, we will see the vertical vertical graphs. These graphs are known as bar graph. We will represent this as a bar graph, and the answer will be the bar graph. What is mean by line graph? Let's see all the thing in detail. Line graphs. Let's see this. In this, suppose the dotted points like here, like dotted points are there. We have to join the lines with all the these dots and forms one type of a graph. This type of graph is known as line graph. And what is meant by scatter plot? Scatter plot means it represents the relationship between the two data sets. Suppose like this, all the dots are present. These are representing the two data sets relationship. This is mostly used in the correlation study. We use these type of graphs. And let's go to the next question. The primary mixture of biogas. What is the primary mixture of biogas? Primary mixture of biogas consists of methane and carbon dioxide. Let's go to the next question. Knock-Neisse syndrome is caused by fluoride pollution. And lead. What is the lead pollution leads to? Lead pollution leads to the lead leads to the ita leads to the cadmium, and mercury leads to the Minamata disease, and arsenic leads to the skin cancer. And let's go to the next question. Keep remember this lead pollution. Lead pollution is caused by leads to the renal and renal impairment. That means this is related to the kidney disease. Kidney failure or kidney impairment leads to the lead pollution leads to the kidney impairments. Like it will cause the hypertension also. It will leads to the impairments of the renal kidneys, and it leads to the immunotoxicity. I mean immunity also will lost by this type of pollution, and also reproductive organs also will be affected by the lead pollution. Let's go to the next question. Example of executive conservation. Executive conservation means the conservation that takes place outside of the original place. That means we will take that organisms from one place to another place. We will put there and we will conserve them. That is known as ex situ conservation. And in situ conservation means it is in the same place. We will conserve the organisms in the same place. Let's see that what are the types of ex situ conservation. In situ national parks comes under the in situ, wildlife sanctuaries comes under the in situ, and botanical garden and these grasslands. Botanical garden comes under the ex situ conservation, and grasslands present in the original only, so we will consider that is in situ only. The answer will be the third option. Let's go to the next question. The thin transition layer of the atmosphere that separates the stratosphere and troposphere is known as tropopause. The layer between the stratosphere, this is suppose this is the strato, this is the tropo. The layer between the two stratosphere and the troposphere is known as the stratopause. Let's go to the next question. In an ecosystem, sequence of eating and being eaten is an organism is known as the food chain. Food chain is the definition of the food chain is the ecosystem, the sequence of eating and being eaten by the organism is known as the food chain. That means one organism is eaten by the another organisms as we move from one trophic level to the another trophic level. That is known as food chain. Let's go to the next question. See, in this we have seen that in last question, neurological syndrome caused by the mercury poisoning. We have seen all the four options that helped here. See, the mercury poisoning leads to the Minamata disease. Minamata disease or mad cat disease or cat dancing disease is known as the Minamata disease only. Mercury leads to the mercury that is released into the water bodies, that leads to the formation of methyl mercury. That methyl mercury is entered into the food chain through the fish. If the fish is eaten by the cat, it leads to the mad cat disease. If the fish is eaten by the humans, that leads to the Minamata disease. We have seen that cadmium, it is caused by the cadmium. Knock-Knee syndrome is due to the fluoride pollution. We have seen in the last question also. Leukemia is the disease that is caused by the leukemia is related to the cancer. It is caused by the white blood cells increase in the growth of white blood cells. Leukemia causes. And let's go to the next question. In this question, we will see that which kind of data does GIS deals with? GIS deals with spatial data only, not the numerical binary and complex not. The answer will be the spatial data. Spatial data is used in the GIS. Let's go to the next question. WWF stands for World Wide Fund for Nature. World Wide Fund for the Nature is stand for the WWF. Let's go to the next question. The process of evapotranspiration and condensation is termed. These total terms are seen in hydrological cycle only. Let's go to the next question. The contaminated waste that leaks from the landfill is called as leachate. Leachate is the fluid water or the contaminated fluid water that leaches from the landfill. Suppose this is the landfill. In this landfill, different type of different type of waste will be there. That waste which produce the contaminated water that reaches the groundwater and pollutes the groundwater. This is known as the leachate. The process in this process, the water which leaches from the this landfill is known as the leachate. Let's go to the next question. This is very simple question. Aquarium is an example of. Aquarium is a man-engineered ecosystem. It is not the natural system. It is a man-engineered ecosystem. This is also a very simple question. Economically unproductive land is known as the wasteland. Wasteland is the economically unproductive. That means we cannot generate any economically we cannot generate anything from the wasteland. Let's go to the next question. The biological decomposition of organic substance is controlled under the condition is known as composting. Composting by using the organisms like earthworms is known as vermicomposting. We will use that vermicomposting earthworms for the decomposition of biologically decomposition of organic substances that is seen in the composting. Landfills, we will use the hazardous substances to dump in that, and incineration, we will use that high temperature for the incineration of hazardous waste. Pyrolysis, in absence of oxygen, we will use the high temperatures in absence of oxygen, and we will pyrolyze this the hazardous waste. And let's go to the next question. Map maker used in the GIS is to store the geographical information use the geographical information and view the geographical all of the above is the answer for this map maker in the GIS. Let's go to the next question. By this we will end this section because 25 questions completed for today, and let's start tomorrow. We are going to discuss remaining 75 questions, daily 25 questions we will do 4 days, so we will complete one question paper. Keep in touch with the channel. Please like, share and subscribe the channel to get more information about the environmental science and UGC NET and CS and UPSC and other entrance examinations, and you will get good information in my channel. Please subscribe and tap the bell icon for further updates. Thank you so much, and Ramsa is signing off.